I kind of like the SEC having divisions though, and they're bringing in Texas,
Right, because it's the only
Oklahoma.
chance that Florida has to make an SEC championship.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I really appreciate like not having to play Alabama every year. But,
I don't know what I'm doing. This is not the intro. Wait, I mean, you're a Patriots fan. You're kind of like you're kind of not a sadist. You're a masochist. So like, you could watch the Patriots play football and then punish yourself even more by drinking Heineken.
Yeah, I was just complaining about the play call with my dad. You know, like, I don't know what's up with McDaniel, man. Like, I don't know if he's getting too cute. I don't know what he's doing, but
he stopped drooling. He needs more nicotine.
Yeah,
he needs something.
Listen, it was a good week for Zach Thomas.
It was.
Good week.
I'm taking the Bucks.
I'm taking the Bucks as well.
If Trevor was actually a Bucks fan, he would say Bucks by 50.
I'm not a fan.
Wait, maybe he is a Bucks fan, and that's why he didn't say that. Because every time he says by 50, any team by 50, they lose. It's practically become my motto this year. I don't believe in love.
I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, you probably should hate yourself because.
Top of the evening to you. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Barely Sports, or Barely Football, rather.
I was not expecting that music at all.
Yeah, dude, I thought I was here today.
I thought I had another tab open or something.
Yeah, so did I. I like it.
Welcome back to another episode of Barely Football. I am Zachary Smith, your host, as always. Join me, I have Barely Trev Scott, which is not his Twitter handle anymore, and at Barely Carey. How we doing tonight, boys?
Good, man. Zach, that was a really good touch. The St. Patty's.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day. Did you guys down a Guinness at all? Car bomb?
I didn't. I wasn't feeling well, but that's okay. Because I got it.
There you go.
Never.
Absolutely.
I should have had a Guinness too. I think I have a Guinness in there somewhere.
Go get it right now.
I already opened my other one.
Well, that's too damn bad, Carrie.
Well,
We'll be here in an hour. You can do it.
let me look if it's there.
We'll probably be here a little bit longer than an hour, but because we have a lot to go through. Very, very event-filled free agency that we had over the last 2 weeks. Excited to cover it with everybody. But first, we have something special we want to show everyone, or I do anyway. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
Oh, wait, I think I know what it is.
You think you know?
I think I know what it is, yeah.
But are you sure? Wait, where is the other stuff?
Before he gets into that, I realize we've never plugged this ever before. But if you like this podcast, give us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify.
Absolutely.
Did you listen to the Barely Hockey podcast, Gary?
No, I don't. I actually haven't in years.
Because Phil says that every episode.
Yeah, but do it. Why not? We're not terrible.
And Carrie got our ratings down by pissing off Twitter. Everybody gave us 0 stars or 1 star, so we're like down in the 3s now.
Yeah, some of my tweets got people to review bomb us, so if you want to help us out.
That's cancel culture, man. Shout out to cancel culture.
Sad.
Cancel culture? We really having cancel culture up in here?
Yes.
That's crazy, yo.
Trevor, what are you drinking tonight?
I didn't think I had any beer in the fridge. It's actually not mine. It's my roommate's. But it's a Shiner Hill Country Peach Wheat. Look at that. It's a beautiful can. I drank this before. It's actually pretty bad. I don't like it at all. But it was either that or Michelob Light. So
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, so I went with the obvious choice.
Did that just prove Trevor's a liar again?
What?
Remember like 20 minutes ago, Trevor's like, I'm going to be late. I got to go out to the store and buy a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I told you I didn't know I had any in the fridge.
All right.
That's a little suspect. So, for whatever reason, I can't get a second design, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. I can't get the second design to load up for whatever. Teespring's having issues. But the first design is loading up. So we're going to take a quick look at that. We have new designs on the Teespring store. Link in the description. Go ahead and share my screen here. So we're going retro this year. Got new designs on the Teespring store. Got a nice.
That was
Huh?
rainbow. I was like, yeah, beerly game month, I guess.
That looks like
Talking
the
about you.
you know the like the bike intersection that they painted for Pride.
Yeah.
But hey,
I
people
believe
buy
that was a
stuff
crosswalk,
nowadays.
but this is so that's the first design. The second design, I'll pull it up real quick, is this.
The stuff you sent in the group chat reminds me of like a minor league baseball team. Like if we had like a minor league football.
We had a minor league baseball team.
Yeah.
What
This
was
would
we
be
even
it. So the second one is this.
That.
It's not loading up right now. I can zoom in a little bit. Try and make it.
Looks like a hot dog.
That guy
But,
is so cute.
I know, right?
But we will be having one of these for every Beerly podcast. We have one already made for Beerly Hoops. John just seemed to really like it. I sent it to him last night. Hockey seemed to like theirs. Talk to Phil about it. And then me and Zane have one for Beerly OB. So we'll all be going up on the site soon. We're mailing out some finer details, but we'll all be going up on the site soon. So make sure you check out the Teespring store. Again, link in the description down below. So busy 2 weeks in free agency, guys.
I didn't get to see my beer. From
We said it earlier.
Did
I
he say you're
do.
going to get a Guinness?
I thought I had one, but I don't, sadly.
Oh, all right.
So I got a Vacation Boy, even though I'm not a Vacation Boy right now. It's a brown ale. It's pretty solid. I like it. It's from Proclamation Ale Company. It's very easy to drink. I think it's only like 4.5%, but it's a solid beer. I recommend this one. But yeah, in case someone cared out there,
No one did.
probably not.
You got us review bombed, Carrie.
Oh.
That's kind of crazy that people read your tweets and were like, I'm going to destroy this guy's podcast.
Oh, review bombed. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's hey, it's what happens when you're a troll on Twitter.
I
Sometimes
feel like I'd rather have like a 3.1 than a 5 though.
actually you gave us a 1-star review, so that kind of brought us down.
That's because I didn't like the way we used to sound at the beginning. You know? And that's when I gave the review. I honestly didn't like it. I was honest.
Someone does care. Seth Broughton really likes the brown ale, Carrie. So there you go.
There you go. I like it, Seth.
Shout out to everybody that's going to listen to this in a slow off season. It's hard to get plays in March, but
Mark
Especially about
Madden.
football. Now, if we were a basketball podcast, now would be the time.
That's true.
So how do you guys want to do this? Because there is a lot to cover. Do you guys want to go alphabetical order by division? How do you guys want to do it?
I think the article I sent goes by alphabetical, so if we want to just do it that way.
Okay, I'm cool with that. So starting off with the Arizona Cardinals,
And
looking at the decent.
nothing really crazy. Desmond Ritter was kind of a weird.
Yeah, Desmond Ritter was kind of a wild card.
What'd you think about that, Zach? You were a Desmond Ritter fanboy last year.
I wasn't a fanboy. I was a believer. I had belief, not a fan. Okay.
Sure.
Honestly, it's probably good for him to sit a couple of years. I don't know.
He's gonna be sitting a lot of years.
it's going to be doing a lot of sitting.
I don't know if he could ever get back to a starting position, but this is probably the best way for him to do it, is to sit a few years, learn a little bit more about the NFL game, and then maybe get a shot somewhere else. But I mean, I think it makes sense for him to be off of Atlanta. I think the system that they're bringing in with Kirk Cousins isn't going to fit his game very well. So that didn't surprise me that he was gone after the signing of Kirk Cousins, which we'll get to in a moment. But we also have Sean Murphy-Bunting signing a 3-year, $25 million deal.
I didn't know he went there. Did you see they got DJ Dallas?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And
Cocaine.
Turt, you're a big Marvin Harrison, Arizona. This wide receiver, they didn't add anybody. Chris Moore is the only guy they signed in wide receiver. They have Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch as their number 1 and 2. Are they definitely drafting a wideout?
Yeah, dude,
What is
it's
it,
so
Marvin
obvious.
Harrison?
He gets so mad at me when you send me stuff that says the Chargers are taking Marvin Harrison at 5. There's no way he gets past 4. It's not
No,
happening.
what if the Vikings trade up to 4 to get McCarthy?
Who would they trade? Who would they give to get to 4?
It's right now it seems to be the Vikings have 11, 23, and they'd offer a first-round pick next year. So you get 2 first-round this year and 1 next year for
So you might be able to get O'Dunes. Is that how you say it?
Odunze, and you get
Around 11. So
And
that could work out. But right now, like, if you fall further back than like 10 or 11, I would just take Marvin Harrison, dude. Save the, it's a multi-year project, what they got going on in Arizona. And a first-round pick next year would be nice, especially if it's Minnesota's pick and they're rolling into the year with either Sam Darnold or a rookie quarterback. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of stuff near the top is getting kind of overcomplicated. It's like 1 week, one team's for sure taking Drake May, then they're for sure taking Daniels, and they're for sure. But I did think it was kind of interesting that, no football's been played for months, but now all of a sudden, Malik Neighbors is somehow better than Marvin Harrison. But I feel like that's just like an agenda or some smoke.
Who's the guy who was tweeting that?
A lot. Chargers County, you talking about?
No, it was some big NFL analyst. I don't know if it was Kuiper.
It
was like Kuiper or somebody, and then they pulled up all the receivers he's like ranked in the last 5 years, and he's been wrong in like 70% of them.
And what was it? Who was Ohio State's quarterback? Jackson Dart?
No, it was
No, that's Ole Miss.
the Kyle McCord.
McCord, yeah. Shout out to Neighbors. I think he's a really good talent. I talked about this on Twitter with a Chargers fan that good talent, top 10, top 15 talent, but like when he got compared to Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, that's where they kind of lost me. And I think Marvin Harrison's definitely. I think he's like a top 3 player in the draft. So Arizona doesn't need a quarterback. They're not going to get one of the top 3 most likely. So I would just take Marvin Harrison. See what Kyler can do. He's healthy heading into the season, which isn't like something you always get from Kyler. So they pay him a lot of money. When he's healthy, he's exciting. He can move around a lot. Give him a big weapon, a 6'4" guy that runs like a what are those muscular horses called? A stallion.
Are you talking about
Sure.
a stallion? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were talking about a Clydesdale.
Yeah, me too. All right, they added a few guys in the D line as well. Also, Jonah Williams, offensive tackle from Bengals. Not crazy.
DJ Humphries, it was like, oh, they're gonna trade back, take Joe Alt. Then the next day they signed Jonah Williams to that.
So, what do you guys give this for the Cardinals grade so far? I'm gonna go with a C+. Nothing crazy, but they added to the D line, O line, some decent moves.
I was gonna go C. I mean, it's nothing jumps off the page at you. I don't see them contending in this division, so I don't know.
They got James Conner right now as their starting running back.
Yeah.
And is Hollywood Brown probably not coming back? Did he already go somewhere?
Hollywood signed with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think I knew that. Yeah. If they can get Marvin Harrison, Sean Murphy Bunting, all right, 3 years. A lot of these are 3-year deals. They're not a lot of money. Williams signed Chris Moore. If they can get Marvin Harrison Jr., I'll give it a C+, dude. I would love to give it a B-. If they can get Marvin Harrison Jr., I'll give him a B-. But for now, C.
Atlanta Falcons. Zach, you hyped up the Falcons last year. They got one of your faves. Are you hyping up this Falcons team again?
Well, I think that it's hard not to. They already have a good defense. They added a wide receiver in Darnell Mooney. They got, in my opinion, the best pocket passer in the NFL, Kirk Cousins. and they hopefully have a better head coach this year. Also, they acquired Rondale Moore via trade, who I think is better than his time in Arizona would reflect.
I feel like the Mooney one I feel like it's a bit of an overpay. 3 years, 39 for Darnell Mooney. He's a fine 3, maybe a 2, but I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that Atlanta thinks they have a 1 in Drake London, so they're trying to find pieces around that.
Yeah.
So,
and I think this after adding the offense and all that they did, all these receivers, I think definitely they're going to go someone on the D line.
probably
Their first round pick.
that's what I would imagine they would do.
Has Darnell
Return man added Ray McLeod.
Super Bowl MVP, Ray McLeod.
Has Darnell Mooney only ever had just Bears quarterbacks?
Yeah, he's only a Bear.
Yeah.
I think he'll be decent with cut. I'm expecting like 600 yards type.
Low key, though, you might think about taking Darnell Mooney in fantasy. I bet he gets kind of hot around like fantasy time.
Maybe.
I might have to gas him up in our fantasy episodes. I kind of like that.
I think Rondale Moore is a better wide receiver than Darnell Mooney.
What is that, 13 mil a year?
I love Rondale Moore.
He can be good.
Zach, we're gonna have to make a bet on that at some point. Probably
Okay.
not now, but at
feel
some
like-
point, I would.
Cousins coming off the ACL and his age is a bit risky to give him all those years, but
Yeah.
like if they had even average quarterback last season, they would have won the division.
Yeah.
Was
If
there any
Cousins-
Achilles?
If Cousins is average, they should be set this year.
Yeah. Also, another thing I wanted to point out is the way that his contract is structured is a lot of it is up front in the first 2 years.
Mhm.
And then it really falls off in the last 2. So it's a 4-year deal, but it's really a 2-year deal.
So really, the Bucs defense is gonna retire him. Is what I'm hearing. The Saints defense is gonna retire him in 2 years.
But I like it. I'll give it a B. Falcons a B+.
I agree with that grade, Carrie. I like that. B+.
Go up. And another thing, which the Falcons have a very good O-line. Cousins is going to get a decent amount of protection there also, along with all the weapons he has.
Yeah.
Trevor?
It just really depends on how he is coming back from that injury. Because if he can be what he was last year, or just like on that same track somehow, when Derek Carr got hurt in Oakland, they said that he played scared ever since. But I don't think Kirk would, he's seasoned. He's been in the league a while. B, A-, man.
Okay. I like it.
All right, Baltimore Ravens. They signed a top 20 player in the NFL, Zach. Shouldn't you just get an A+ for that alone?
Re-signed? Oh, yeah. Justin Madubuike. They paid him a lot of money. There's a good reason why they paid him a lot of money. So they also re-signed Nelson Aguilar, which I thought was a little confusing, but hey, I don't know. They signed Derrick Henry. They decided to move on from Odell. And they re-signed quarterback Josh Johnson. I know Trevor's big on that guy.
They are going to have a bit of a rebuild. I mean, Patrick Queen's a big loss for them.
Yeah.
And then they lost 3 out of their 5 starting alignment. Ravens are kind of an O-line factory. They can just pop an O-lineman out of nowhere, but 3 starting alignments can be hard. Zeitler,
Geno Stone.
Lions, and then Morgan Moses went to the Jets, and John Simpson went to the Jets. So
No, went to the Bengals.
they still have their 2 best linemen, though. But they're big on Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I didn't like him as a scheme fit there. I understand why they went with him. If I was in that front office, I would have pushed harder for Saquon. But I get it. You got to have some consistency in that running back room, and they have never had it.
And they got Keaton Mitchell with a pretty good last season.
It's a pretty good change of pace back, Keaton Mitchell, who's fat. It's kind of like thunder and lightning
I wonder
with
if they
Henry and
if they bring back J.K. Dobbins. I know he's still a free agent, but I wonder if that'd be probably wouldn't need him as much. But
you could draft a rookie in the 5th round. That's probably what they're thinking.
Sure. Ravens are a very good team at replacing outside help. They're a very good drafting team,
Yeah, they are.
especially on defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really look. It's going to take a bit to rebuild this line, and that O-line is such an important thing for this Ravens offense to let Lamar run.
Yeah, especially with the way that they run the read option. I thought that's the reason they lost that game to the Chiefs was they didn't use the read option enough. And they just decided to let Lamar throw it all over the field with a mid-tier wide receiver group. So replacing that O-line is going to be tough, especially for all that they have to do. But, I mean, like Kerry said, they're very good at replacing O-linemen, and they draft well. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do in the draft, because there are some areas that I'm still not 100% on. Wide receiver being one of them, but we'll see.
And the only other move I thought was kind of weird, they let Tyler Huntley, longtime backup, walk. I mean, a backup quarterback's not the end of the day, but I mean, Lamar has had injury health issues in the past.
Yeah, they got backup Josh Johnson though.
Yeah,
A seasoned veteran.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, there's still a few guys out there. Ryan Tannehill's not really a great fit, but I don't think I'd want to go into the season with Josh Johnson as my QB2.
Yeah,
Well,
especially it was confusing too because I felt like he was a great backup for Lamar because they
And now
not that they were at all the same, but
Yeah.
they played a similar style of football.
yeah,
it made no sense for him to go to the Browns, who already have Winston and DTR. I don't know why they needed 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I think that Browns are hoping one of them pays off.
guess so. They need a bunch of quarterbacks to make Jameis, what's his name? Bill Cosby a better person.
Deshaun Watson.
But they lost some guys. I do like the Henry signing. I'm gonna give this one a B minus for the Ravens.
Nelson Aguilar plays good in Baltimore. No, he had some bad years earlier on in his career, but he plays well with Lamar. I think they paid Madubuike a little bit too much, but you got to pay the guys that win in the trenches. And Derrick Henry is an A+. That's a home run for me. I like it more than Saquon, especially there. We saw what Derrick Henry could do with a bad O-line in Tennessee. So even if this offensive line isn't as dominant, if they can just be good enough, they still got Tyler Linderbaum, a great center, running behind him. The big Derrick Henry.
And Ronnie Stanley.
Yeah.
Releasing OBJ was great. Paying him, I don't know if that contract was with 16 or 18 million, but for 35 catches, he looked old this year. Not what he was brought in to be, but Zay Flowers looks like he can definitely be a wide receiver one, and maybe this was just kind of like a mentorship program. OBJ being like
There's so many good wide receivers in the draft.
Yeah, there are. It's a very deep wide receiver draft.
if they could take Worthy, that would be nice. I like that. I'll give the Ravens an A. My highest score so far. I'll give them an A.
All right.
I'm more in line with Kerry.
We're all over.
I'm actually gonna go lower than Kerry. I'm gonna go C+. Like you said, Kerry, I know that obviously they've done a very good job in the past of replacing O-linemen, but I mean losing 3 really good players on the O-line is a tough thing to do.
I will say they were all like Moses is 33, Zeitler's like 34, so they were more on the older side.
Yeah,
so.
I understand that, but still, it's tough to replace those guys. So, and it didn't look like they made much of a move to do that in free agency so far.
Dude.
And then it's going to be tough to draft that well unless they feel like the guys behind them are as good or can compete at that level. But I mean, that's a stretch.
To be honest, if it's a good year to like move on from some old guys and like give some young guys some playing time, like your next generation of offensive line, a good running back to have is Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I agree.
I know they do have in-house guys too. Like I think Ben Cleveland was supposed to be the starter, and he's one of the backups. The big guy from Georgia. I think it was Georgia.
Not Ezra Cleveland, Ben Cleveland.
I'm pretty sure it's Ben Cleveland.
Dude, I didn't know he was still in the NFL. That's awesome. He was a hunk in college.
He's a
dude.
big guy.
Yeah.
He's a high pick too. I think he's pretty young, but
So,
All right. Buffalo Bills.
yeah, Kerry. Curtis Samuel, you like that?
I love that signing.
Dude, what has he ever done, dude?
Curtis Samuel is very good when he stays healthy. And what quarterbacks has Curtis Samuel ever had to play with?
What has he ever done, dude?
I like him a lot better than Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis was so inconsistent. I think Curtis Samuel's going to have a big year with Josh Allen. I'm buying
Big
stock
year
in
for
Curtis
Curtis
Samuel.
Samuel.
Yeah,
What's a
Curtis
big year
Samuel's
for
a good
Curtis
wide
Samuel?
receiver.
What?
He's a very good wide receiver when he stays healthy.
So what's a big year for him though?
Let's see. Last 2 seasons, he had like 600 yards, 4 touchdowns each year. I'm going to say with Josh Allen, we're going to see like 700-800 yards with like 6 touchdowns, which is pretty good for like wide receiver 2-ish.
I like the signing too. So
And the Bills just like a lot of clearing cap. Obviously, like Mitch Morse, both the safeties, and Poyer, and who's the other guy? These are Hyde gone, but like we're signed Deion Dawkins. But there's a lot of just kind of rebuilding a little bit. This
I can
Bills
see the
team.
team drafting a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I mean, a guy like Xavier Leggett or someone named like 2nd or 3rd. But
Jake 30, Curtis Samuel's 27. Kincaid looks like he'll be there for a while.
yeah,
I would like to see still probably one of the best free agents left in the market. I think Justin Simmons would be a great fit at Buffalo if they could bring him in. I don't know if they could afford him with the salary cap.
Troll tags trying to make me believe that, and he said Justin Simmons signed to the Buffalo Bills. Like that was gonna get me.
It might have.
The Buffalo Bills, dude. Carolina Panthers, Kerry's team.
Wait, we didn't grade him yet.
Was a sleeper for the playoffs this year.
we didn't grade
Yeah.
him yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Bills, not much. C. They got rid of a lot of big pieces.
Yeah,
They didn't really add that much besides bringing back guys. So C for me.
yeah, I'm probably gonna go C as well.
Dude, what is Mac Hollins gonna do there? Can you tell me?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things here that are just kind of a little.
Mac Hollins had
Confusing,
700 yards
but-
and 4 touchdowns last year.
He was actually pretty good last year, yeah. Now that I think about it. He was the Raiders, right?
Well,
Yeah.
2022, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. He just. What's up, Hollywood Titan? Welcome to the show.
Shy.
Yeah, so I'm thinking C. I mean, there's a couple moves I like, but a lot of it is clearing cap space. So
All
You know
right.
Mac Hollins is 30.
No, I've not thought a lot about Matt Collins.
I've
honestly.
never thought about Mac Collins.
All right.
He came in the league in
Carolina Panthers.
2017, didn't have a good year until 2022.
That's life. Carolina
That's life.
Panthers. I did not like their offseason at all.
Ooh.
Trading Brian Burns was very rough.
They
I don't
seem to do that all
I
the
don't-
time.
I don't think Deontay Johnson's gonna like help Bryce Young that much. Both the guards they signed, Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis, were okay, but they got a ton of money.
Robert Hunt got a lot of money.
Oh my
He's
god.
not that good of an O lineman for the Dolphins.
But you have to, dude. Bryce is a little freaking,
True, and they don't have a first
factor
round.
rest.
It's not like they have a first round pick this year either.
Yeah.
But
Dude, if he can somehow stay healthy his first 2 full years in the NFL, it's going to be a miracle.
I don't know.
Deontay Johnson. Woo.
I just don't love any of these. Josie Jewell's fine.
Dean Jackson. Woo.
I don't hate Wanham at 2 years, 12.5, but he's not a game changer for him or anything.
Dude, I don't even want to rank it.
No,
They
this
didn't get enough for Brian Burns, though.
no, this is
Not
my
even
least.
close.
I'm gonna give this a D plus. I just don't like him trading Brian Burns. I don't like.
Yeah.
They overpaid on the line.
I
At least
do like
they-
that they overpaid 2 guards, though. That's a lot of money for them to eat.
Does that mean they'll be good?
Out. So I'll give it a D.
Do you really think Robert Hunt is the fourth guard in the NFL to get $20 million? Do you think he's? I don't even think he's even a top 15 guard in the NFL.
Well, you're not going to be ranking 15 guards around me.
That's true.
So they should have got more for Brian Burns, but I'll give it a C. Because they did something about that line. At least they put money there, dude.
The only thing that fascinates me about this offseason for the Carolina Panthers, the only thing that gets me excited is that they re-signed their long snapper, JJ Jensen. So
Wow.
for that reason, I'm giving them a D-. It's not quite an F, but losing a piece like Brian Burns and getting basically nothing in return, just the same way they did with DJ Moore, is just it's confusing. You've made this same mistake. DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, now Brian Burns. Let's just trade away franchise pieces because our team sucks.
I think
it's really dumb. I feel bad for Bryce Young because he's going to be part of a garbage poverty franchise for his entire career.
The worst front office in the NFL. After that Bryce Young trade was the worst trade of all time.
Yeah.
All right, Chicago Bears.
I
talk about team this offseason because a certain quarterback is coming back to Chicago. It's Nathan Peterman. No, actually, he went to New Orleans. Never mind.
Yeah.
But
they got
I like
Brett Ripien, though. Ripien.
They did. I like their offseason.
This is an A+. The fact that they're getting Caleb Williams makes this an A+.
I don't love the DeAndre Swift signing at all.
Okay,
yeah, I don't like
you.
it.
Why not?
He wasn't good until he went to Philly behind their O-line. I don't think.
And then he fell apart in the back half of the year.
This is a good fit for him, though.
They do have Herbert, who's solid, but
Best
I like all the other moves. I love the skill player group. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. If they add another wide receiver in the draft, we'll see Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet. They got a lot of weapons. This is
dump off pass.
This is going to be a great situation for Caleb Williams. And they brought back Jalen Johnson, too, is a big re-signing.
Can we all agree?
Kerry's favorite safety, Kevin Byard, as well.
That's true.
Can we all agree that Caleb is going first overall? Like, no matter what you think should happen, that's what's
I would love to see the Bears just troll people and draft J.D. McCarthy just to piss off Bears fans. But yeah,
I like a lot of these moves, but
do you like Amen Ogbongbemiga getting signed to a 1-year deal?
Yeah, that gets me excited. No, I don't know. I get that their plan is to draft Caleb Williams and he's going to make all their problems go away because that's worked so well for them in the past. But I think this is the same kind of trap that they fell into with Justin Fields. Get a bunch of aging wide receivers, put them together with an aging tight end and a running back group that is injury prone. And let's see this quarterback cook.
Who's the aging tight end?
Gerald Everett's pretty old.
But he's tight end, too.
Who's the tight end one?
Cole Kmet.
Oh, Cole Kmet. I forgot about him. Sorry about that.
Which I like that tight end room. But also, I don't care if it was to do right by Justin Fields. Why did they just trade him the Steelers for a 6th-round pick? They said they could have got a 4th-round
pick.
The Eagles would have given him a 4th round or I forget what it was, 3rd or 4th. But they're like, oh, we want Justin Fields to be happy, so we'll take a less pick.
I would like all of our listeners to know that Kerry cannot say the word 6th.
6th. I've never been able to never look.
6th.
That's funny. I love the Kevin Byard. I love DeAndre Swift. Keenan Allen just went for 1,200. That's a good. That's like almost at like don't. I'm not saying this, but I gotta say it just to say it. It's kind of like bringing in when they drafted Kyler Murray and they still had Larry Fitzgerald. I feel like Keenan Allen can be that, like that possession receiver. And I think it's perfect for Caleb. 2 good running backs that can catch passes, that can run between the tackles, elusive. A lot of people to catch passes. A lot of guys with good hands that can get open. What do you guys think his passing stats are going to look like his rookie year?
3,800, 26-14.
I like that actually, Kerry. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna go
That's pretty good for rookie.
34-50, 23-11.
All right, I'll give them an.
Congratulations. This
A-
is my
A-.
opinion on their offseason. Congratulations. You're now the third best team in the division.
That's gonna be a fun. I hope that's a fun division, dude.
Oh, it will be.
And I hope the Vikings are at the bottom. I don't like the Vikings for no reason.
If they get Drake May, they'll be interesting. We'll see.
Oh no,
I don't think that makes them interesting at all, honestly.
Oh, just wait. All right, A minus for the Bears for me.
Since you brought
B.
it, did you guys see
I give
my
him a
poll
B.
on
What?
Twitter? Since you brought up Drake May, did you see my poll? Did you guys vote on it? I said Bo Nix and Marvin Harrison Jr. or Drake May.
I would take Bo Nix and Harrison Jr., but that's not possible because I don't think Nix is going to drop that low.
You don't think you could drop to like 33, 34, 32?
I think
You
the
think he's going Brown.
I think the Broncos might be actually stupid and take him at 12. If they're smart, they'll like trade back and take him at like 28.
I actually kind of like Bo Nix.
I think he's underrated, honestly, but I don't think he'll last.
I don't think he's going to be the third best quarterback, but he's my third favorite quarterback in the draft.
Cheers, Esai. Oh, I'm out of beer. Let me get another one.
Darn. All right.
Shout out to Ireland.
Trevor, what's your grade?
For the Bears,
Yeah.
A plus, dude. This is going to be a good. This is going to be a competitive team. The Bears.
All right.
They
A
can
minus. for me.
competitively lose every game.
All right. Cincinnati Bengals. They franchise tag T. Higgins. I do two moves I really liked. I think Mike Gesicki, 1 year, $2.5 million will be a good fit for Burrow. Burrow's never really had a good tight end. No, Gesicki's not that much of a tight end. I think that's a good, solid option.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
And finally, moving on from Joe Mixon, who has not been good for years, and replacing him with Zach Moss, who I think is a cheaper and better replacement, I think was a great move. Chase Brown is really good. I like that backfield.
Yeah.
And they also signed former Patriot tackle Trent Brown today, one of the fattest players in NFL history, but who replaced Jonah Williams on the line.
Jerry, you always hate on Joe Mixon. He's not that bad, dude.
Who?
Sheldon Rankins, not bad.
He's so inconsistent. That's my problem. He'll like have a couple of big games, and then everything else will average like 3 yards a carry.
Did he punch his girlfriend in college at Oklahoma?
Yeah. I mean, Trevor, look at his yards per carry he had 4 last year, 3.9, 4.1, 3.6. Zach Moss can easily.
We're also talking about. I mean, I'm not saying Joe Mixon's like a good, great. I think he's good running back. I'm not going to say he's great or anything above that. But, like, the Cincy line is nothing to, like, really, you know. If you put him – never mind.
Do you want to look at Chase Brown's yards per carry last year?
What?
What was Chase Brown's? Chase Brown is better than Joe Mixon at this point in his career.
Probably right now, yeah, and Chase Brown's cheaper. But
Moss filled him up.
no, he's a light skin, right? He's almost white, right?
Yeah.
Careful.
Wait,
Can't say
what?
that kind of stuff around Kerry. He's going to start going on one of his rants again.
Is he white?
Wow.
Oh, no. What is he?
Probably mixed.
Whoa, look at this picture of him with his shirt off and a cowboy hat on.
What are you doing?
Whoa. That's insane. Oh, that's not the Chase Brown, the football player. No. Wait, yeah, it is.
Kind of solid for me. I liked Sheldon Rankins being about it. I'm going to give him a B. Nothing crazy.
B minus.
I'll give this a B plus. They hung on to T. Higgins.
Who's now unhappy.
Well, you know.
Who's truly happy?
Well, so here's my thing with the T. Higgins thing. He's not unhappy that they franchise tagged him. He's unhappy that they franchise tagged him without even coming to him with an offer for a long-term deal.
Oh, because they don't want to. They're going to let him walk. They just want to use him for one more year. That's life. Like, that's what I would do if I was them, to be honest. But I get it, though. It kind of sucks because, like, what happens if, you know, you get hurt and then your career's over because you're playing on a franchise tag? But that's part of life. You can start
All right,
saying,
all right. Let's say I'm the New England Patriots and you're the Bengals GM, Trevor. And
Yeah.
I offer you the Patriots second round
Wait,
pick.
call me.
Trevor,
Yeah.
It's Kerry. I'm the GM for the Patriots. I'm going to give you the 35th pick in the draft for T. Higgins. Would you do it?
Wait, wait. I'll do it. Wait, hold
hung
on.
the phone up.
You did it wrong. I'll give you the 35th pick in the draft, and no, Trevor. No, wait. You be the Patriots. I'll be the Bengals. Go ahead. Do that again, Kerry. We're gonna run it back. Role play.
Hello? Is this the Bengals GM?
Yeah, this is Bengals GM.
I'd like to offer you our 35th pick in the draft for T. Higgins.
Okay, but only if you throw in a shitty third string wide receiver.
We got plenty of those.
No, you're supposed to say no, because that's what the fucking Jags did. What are we gonna do with Zay Jones?
We're not there yet, Zach.
I like Geno Smith. I like Zach Moss. I like Mike Gesicki. I like Sheldon Rankins.
We're on to the Browns,
Ron
dude.
Bell. B+. I thought we were still the Bengals.
Are we? I want to say the Browns' grade for me went way down today. Why the heck would you sign Jerry Jeudy to a 3-year, $58 million extension as your wide receiver too when he has never played a game for you? Why would you do that? Why?
I've always been like a Jerry Jeudy believer, but
Shouldn't you see him play on your team before you give him a $20 million a year extension?
he might have been a product
Wild.
of Tua,
Sure.
to be honest. College Tua was pretty good. He might have been a product of Tua. This man hasn't done much in the NFL.
I just realized the Browns quarterbacks is like Zach's worst nightmares. Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston together.
We should have Jameis 101 on again.
Oh, he'll be like he's starting over Watson by week 6.
Yeah,
I like the Zadarius Smith,
Zadarius Smith's good.
Naeem Hines.
Naeem Hines not bad.
You guys big trouble just come back and cook.
I feel like the Browns' biggest thing was just getting healthy with all those injuries they had last year.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, nothing crazy. I just hate that Jeudy, so I'll give him a C- just for that.
So to be clear, you hate the extension, not the pickup.
Yeah, I like the trade. They didn't really have another guy after Amari Cooper, the receiver, but
Yeah.
that extension was just awful.
I don't think DTR is a good NFL quarterback. I think
No.
you should go, whatever that other thing is that's starting up. I think he would be really.
XFL,
What is that?
XFL or whatever.
Yeah, I think he would be a very good XFL quarterback, but NFL is just. He was fire in college too, but it's just I'm not a believer.
I think he's just raw. I think he's got to learn, but he's not learning much behind Deshaun Watson. So,
What's your grade, Zachy?
They didn't really lose.
I'll give him a C+, B-. They didn't lose anyone big.
They lost a couple linebackers. That was about it.
Yeah.
Talkie. All right, let's head to the most boring offseason.
What about my grade?
Didn't you already grade him?
No, I'm thinking. I'm in between a B and a B-. I'll keep it brewing up here.
All right. What do you want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys with all their great signings?
Eric Kendricks.
Yeah. And they brought back long snapper Trent Sig. And then released Michael Gallup and Leighton Vander Esch. Remember, you thought they were going to get a running back. What are they doing? They got the midget at running back.
Did you see the picture of him and Baby Gronk together, and they were the same size? Rico Dowdle is cool, to be honest. I think he would thrive in a not. Let me catch myself right there. I don't think Rico Dowdle is going to thrive in any situation. But if they were to bring in somebody I think they should bring in Stephon Diggs, and they really don't have to worry about the running back. Just don't run the ball. You have CeeDee
Yeah,
Lamb.
because putting Dak in a position where he's got to throw the ball to win has worked so well for them in the past.
He just threw almost 40 touches. See if he can throw 50.
What was that stat I saw? God, it was his record with 100 yards rushing and his record with under 100 yards rushing. he's like 64 and like 17 when his running back runs for 100 yards, and he's like 9 and 50 when his running back runs for under 100 yards. Dak is not a guy you can put like your team on. He's just not.
Maybe
But if they have a good offense and they have like an electric offense, obviously the offense is going to surge out sometimes, like it did in the playoffs. But if they have if they can bring in Diggs, that's good enough.
They've lost a ton so far, though. They lost Gilmore, who fell down.
Gilmore sucks.
He was ranked like the
Losing
25th
him was
quarterback
a
last year.
good
I don't know
thing.
why.
That's when
They
you
lo-
lose. That's when you lose the girl that you didn't know was banging your dad.
What?
All right. But they lost a ton on the defensive line. A lot of them going to Washington played Dan Quinn. DeMarcus Lawrence, one of them. They lost a lot of their O-line. Tyler Biadasz, the centers, went to Washington. And Tyrone Smith, their longtime dominant left tackle, went to the Jets. So
Yeah.
this dominant O-line is not the dominant O-line we're used to in Dallas.
I mean, they still have Zach Martin, but he's only one guy, and he's a guard.
Yeah, like this team is falling apart, honestly.
Yeah, I
That
don't.
dude Vaughn is gonna die.
Yeah. Like, and the J.K. Dobbins is left, so it's not like maybe bring back Zeke, but it's nobody like great
Maybe
runners.
Dobbins is where?
Still free agent. But like, it's not like the draft. There's not many big names. What, Audric Estime, Blake Corum?
Are they just like? Is all the teams like he's definitely gonna tear his ACL again?
I guess so.
Because he's good. Like when he plays, he's a good runner.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's pretty good running back. He's just
He's-
never healthy.
Yeah, he's gonna tear his ACL. But those 4 weeks before he does, dude, he looks great.
All right. They're going to get an F for me. Just nothing good for them. I agree
I'm
with
going to
you.
agree. An F. They haven't done anything. They've lost a lot. And this was an offseason where, like, you feel that they would have invested in something, especially with how good they played at the end of the regular season last year. And they're falling apart, going backwards, which is the exact opposite of what you want to do, especially after a playoff game where you got blown out at home by the Green Bay Packers again.
Poor guys.
You got blown out at home by the Green Bay Packers again. And what did it come down to? Honestly, it came down to 2 early interceptions from Dak. Get him a running back that can help him out. And they didn't do that. They had Derrick Henry on the board, and they had Saquon Barkley on the board, and they didn't make a strong enough push for either. One is going to your biggest rival in your division, the Eagles.
Did you guys see what Tiki Barber was like? You're dead to me. You're dead to us.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Didn't he cheated on his wife, right? Tiki Barber when she was pregnant.
I don't know.
Oh,
I have no idea.
I'm not saying he's right, but never mind. I would give this an F, but getting rid of Diggs or getting rid of Gilmore is this to a D. A D for Diggs.
What?
He was a top 25 corner last year. Still.
Diggs? Wait,
Gilmore.
Gilmore? No.
Yes.
No. Dude, he got ran by those Green Bay Packers. You remember with that picture?
In that game,
Everyone on that defense got ran by the Green Bay Packers.
It started with Stephon Gilmore. That guy needs to go to a retirement home.
No, that man's a New England Patriot. I want him back. All right. Denver Broncos, very, very boring. I don't even want to talk about this one. They got rid of Justin Simmons, cut Russ. They brought in Malcolm Roach, resigned some guys.
Got Will Lutz, re-signed him.
Why don't we just skip this one, to be honest?
Because if there's a Broncos fan listening, we got to say something. But, yeah, boring. I'm going to give him a C-.
I would
I'm
have
gonna
hung
give him
on
a
to
D.
Justin Simmons, dog.
Also,
Actually, getting rid of Russ gives him a D+.
they should sign – are they really going to go into the season with Jared Stidham as their only quarterback? That's what it is right now.
Well, I mean, they got to be going quarterback in the draft, right?
Who are they going to get?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
At 12?
Who is the receiver there?
Nobody. Sutton?
Yeah, they don't have a receiving core either.
This team is terrible, honestly. They might
Yeah.
be one of the worst teams.
Shout
in
out to this team is so talented. I don't know why they're not in the playoffs. Sean
John
Payton.
Derek John is a Broncos fan.
Yeah, I'm going to give him C-.
D plus.
D plus.
All right, Detroit Lions. I love their offseason. Yesterday, they just brought in Kevin Zeitler to make a great O-line even better.
That's
They
big.
got Carlton Davis from the Bucks, Marcus Davenport, Emmanuel Mosley.
DJ Reader's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that D-line's going to be better. They actually have a quarterback now. They did lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but that O-line's going to be great.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of work on the defense, and that's really what they needed to do.
Definitely.
Getting some help on the offensive line that's already really, really, really good is going to make them even harder to stop offensively. Because I don't care who's throwing the ball. If you got 40 seconds to do it, someone's going to be open. And I don't care who you're throwing to either. You could put Kerry Dempsey out there, and he would get open in 40 seconds.
And also, this is still the skill players in this team are young. Gibbs, Laporta, what's the guy's name? Reynolds, St. Brown. They're all young. They're all just going to get better.
For no reason.
What?
Don't you love Jameson Williams?
That's what I meant. He's just very fast. I think he's going to get better. He's had a disappointing first 2 years, but he's flashed some stuff. He's a good gadget player.
Didn't he have cancer?
No.
James Conner did.
It was John Mechie.
Oh, right.
But
Also
I love
that guy.
Yeah, I'm going to give him an A. I love this offseason.
I'm not going to give him an A. I'm going to give him a B+. They're right on the cusp for me. They did sign some good corners, obviously, and got a good corner, Carlton Davis. I like the Amik Robinson signing. I like Emmanuel Mosley. But I really wanted them to do more with their linebacker unit. I know that they got a good linebacker last year in the draft, but it's just one of the weaker parts of their teams that I want to see something there. And re-signing Jalen Reeves-Maven.
So mean Alex Anzalone, Florida legend.
Yeah, that doesn't quite do it for me.
Trevor, do you agree?
For the Lions, B+. Has Stephon Gilmore signed anywhere?
No, still free agent.
Okay.
All right, Green Bay Packers. Safety was a big problem for them last year. They brought in Xavier McKinney from the Giants, big signing, and they also replaced Aaron Jones with Josh Jacobs. They're kind of pretty much their moves, but both solid moves.
I think it's a downgrade for them at running back, but
that big though?
Not a major downgrade, but when your backup is A.J. Dillon, who's playing Farming Simulator at 2 a.m. before a big game, is, it doesn't inspire confidence.
I thought they were going to let him walk. I was surprised they brought him back.
I was surprised they re-signed him as well.
I thought Dallas would have got him, but guess not.
He would have been a good fit in Dallas, I think, depending on if he could get off of Farming Simulator. But then again, he could go on Micah Parsons' podcast, because that's really what Dallas is. It's a theme park. It's not an NFL team.
Yeah, but it's a young team, and they're going to be a contender next season. Not a great – didn't do enough, but I'll give them a B+.
I like the Xavier McKinney signing. I like them re-signing Nixon.
They still didn't say what the deal was with A.J. Dillon?
They probably do. It's just not updated on there.
I really like
I'm going to give him a B-. I don't love – the only move I love out of this is Xavier McKinney. I don't love the Josh Jacobs move. I feel like you keep Aaron Jones and you get rid of A.J. Dillon, sign a rookie, because A.J. Dillon's not doing it for you. I think he could be an incredible NFL back, but he's just – I don't know if he's got – I don't know. He just hasn't gotten any better since he's entered the NFL. In fact, I think he's digressed in development. So I don't know.
He did have a bad year, but he's only 25 years old. So I think it's worth hanging on to him.
Trevor, what's your grade?
For the Green Bay Packers, I like A.J. Dillon. I like Xavier McKinney. I think Aaron Jones was low-key like a underrated running back there.
For sure.
Balled in that Cowboys game.
I think Josh Jacobs could fit their offense. pretty well. I think Aaron Jones probably fits it better. Is Jacobs younger?
Yeah, I think so.
But probably not by much.
Not by much though.
Maybe like
Yeah.
a year or
3
two.
years?
4 years, 48 million.
No, it's difference in age.
No, I don't know.
I'll say it's a B. B. I'll give it a B because they brought in McKinney.
All right. Houston Texans.
Josh Jacobs is 3 years younger than Aaron Jones.
That's a bit.
Yeah, B.
I did not like, as I just said earlier, not a fan of Joe Mixon. Don't love that. Don't think he's much of an upgrade on Devin Singletary. Daniel Hunter was a lot of money. 2
Who
years,
did Noah
40 million. What?
Noah Brown, where did he just come from?
Cowboys, I think.
Tommy
No,
Chan-
he was on the Texans.
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dalton Schultz brought back 336.
Noah Brown was already there, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. They let Jonathan Grenard walk. Trevor, was that a bad move?
That was a bad move, but he got paid. 4-year deal. Where did he go?
Vikings.
Vikings. That's gonna be a fun one to talk about. They helped out their defense. He wasn't even that expensive either. He's a very good pass rusher. I think he only brought in 12.
Wow.
It's good that they brought Schultz back. They didn't have to pay him crazy. $12 million a year is not bad for a consistent tight end. Okuda's pretty good. Tommy Townsend, it's a punter. I kind of like Joe Mixon there. They got Daniel Hunter.
We just said that.
He doesn't listen at all.
Shit. Yo, David Sharp used to follow me on Twitter, but he didn't at the University of Florida. But that's pretty good. I didn't know they got a Daniel Hunter.
Hunter and Will Anderson's gonna be a good combo next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so they let Grenard walk, but they signed Hunter. Hunter was a lot more expensive, but he's a lot better. He's not a lot better, but he's obviously better.
I feel like they could have had a better offseason, but I don't hate it. I'm gonna give it a B.
I'm
B
gonna
minus.
give it a B. There's some stuff in here I don't like. I don't really understand the Joe Mixon acquisition.
Cook, Zach.
But I don't like the Fadukasi signing. The Jeff Okuda 1 year 4.5 or 4.75 is good. I don't really like re-signing Noah Brown.
Audrey's another good pass rusher too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's more of a confusing offseason to me, or a confusing free agency than anything else. But not bad by any means.
Trevor, did you say it already?
I said B.
All right, Indianapolis Colts just brought home re-signed a lot of guys. Grover Stewart, Michael Pittman, Zaire Franklin.
You know, they had a lot of young
Any more?
guys well for them last year, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
They have a good D line.
Anymore. So
They brought in an elite quarterback, though. An elite quarterback.
Finally.
That's a lot of money for Michael Pittman, but I guess you got to pay wide receivers now.
He was great last year.
He's
He
pretty
was
good.
great. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
We've thought about Michael Pittman on this podcast before.
Because you shouldn't use the word great like
He
that.
had 1,100 yards last year with Gardner Minshew and a run-first offense.
So 1,100 yards and 4 touchdowns is great now.
Minshew threw like 13 touchdowns last year.
Okay, but it wasn't great.
That is great.
That's great.
110 catches, 1,100 yards. How many receivers do that?
Okay.
All right.
1,100 yards and 4 touchdowns is greatness. We are witnessing greatness. Michael Pittman's 2023 NFL season. I'm making a freaking graphic for that. We are all witnesses. Michael Pittman's 2023 season.
We are. All right, I'm gonna give them a B plus. They brought everybody back. Joe Flacco's the elite quarterback.
I like Trey Sermon.
Uh,
Kind of boring though. I'll give it a B.
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
B for
C
boring.
plus.
It's time.
Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Zach, can you roar for us?
No, I'm not gonna roar.
I love
Mac
the
Jones, guys. Let's talk about it.
I do. I love the Mitch Moore signing.
It's so good. It's such a good signing, dude.
Eric Armstead.
I hate on Mac Jones as much as any man, but that's not. They got him for nothing. He's potential to be a decent backup.
Yeah. So
He's there. I don't hate it.
So, as much as I hate to admit this, and I do hate to admit this, because I said that I would not be a fan of the Jaguars until Press Taylor is gone. And I'm still not. I'm just a football fan right now. So I'm wearing the Miami jersey
Sure.
and not a Jags jersey.
He's a Campbell fan.
They were kind of cooking this offseason. I like a lot of these signings.
Do you
I
like
really
the
like
Gabe
a lot.
Davis one?
3 years, 39 isn't terrible for Gabe Davis to be probably. I mean, he's probably going to be a number 2 wide receiver on the team.
Who's their number 1? Kirk?
Christian Kirk.
That's their biggest loss. I know Ridley wasn't great last year, but letting him walk, I think, was a mistake.
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I was begging them not to re-sign Ridley. Begging them not to re-sign. Reason being is he cost us a 2nd-round pick this year if we re-sign him.
True.
And we have a lot of pieces we need to fill. Now, we did fill a lot of them, I feel like, this offseason. We got rid of an old-ass safety for Darnell Savage, which was really good. Mitch Morse replaces the worst center in the NFL.
Cook, Hollywood Titan.
Ronald Darby's a pretty good. Re-signing Dearness Johnson was great.
Did you
Getting
like
Eric Armstead on that defensive interior is incredible. I feel like the Mac Jones trade, I mean, I know no one likes Mac Jones, but in terms of understanding where your backup situation is, he is going to be a better backup than CJ Beathard. He just is.
Yeah, it's a buy low for a former first-round pick.
Yeah. People were hating on the Ezra Cleveland deal, but honestly, I think he looks a lot better without the 30. This is how bad Fortner was last year. He was rated the 34th center in the NFL.
That's pretty good.
Out of 32 teams, he was the
Pretty
34th best center.
That's talented.
That's
Honestly.
super talented, man. I can't even describe it.
Yeah,
I don't understand the Duvernay thing. I guess he's replacing
I
Fumble
thought they
Boy.
had the little guy.
Huh?
I thought the little kick returner guy was like the rookie last year.
Agnew?
No, they
Jamal
had
Agnew was our kick returner.
who's the other the wide receiver?
The rookie?
He played like late in the year.
Parker Washington?
Might have been him. He's like a little like light skinned guy. Was it Parker Washington?
Parker Washington's not that little.
I don't know his name.
I don't know who it was.
Anyway, I'm actually happy. I know all my homies love Jamal Agnew. It's a big thing in Jags fandom. I hate Jamal Agnew. I hate him so much. I'm so glad he's gone. I hope we never throw passes to kick returners ever again. It's the most annoying thing ever as a fan to watch is you throw a pass to a kick returner, he catches it, should be able to score, and then fumbles the ball.
Yeah.
Every time he touched the ball, it was a disaster. But I really like I like re-signing Daniel Thomas too. It was a young safety that can hopefully take over after the Savage deal runs out. But yeah, I thought we were kind of cooking. I wish we would have just went ahead and re-signed Josh Allen. I know they were trying to get a deal done and they just ended up tagging him, which is, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I thought we were kind of cooking. I'd give it a A-.
Give it a B-.
You know, he's 26, so he's looking for that contract. Jackson Jaguars, Mac Jones, dude. Bringing in these receivers, these are such Jags receivers, dude.
The Jags are almost the Patriots, with the exception of Christian Kirk.
The Jags are going to bounce back this year. This offseason's kind of. Oh, Eric Armstead, I love that. B-. I love Eric Armstead.
He loves him.
It was really the thing that did it for me, or the three signings that did it for me, were Mitch Morse, Darnell Savage, and Eric Armstead. If we don't get those three guys, three key positions that we need.
Brought Ezra Cleveland back. That's a good deal. 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we did a really good job this offseason. I was really, really happy with it. But I'm still not a fan until Press Taylor's gone. So
He isn't. All right. Kansas City Chiefs. I like Hollywood Brown is going to be a fun signing there. I like that. He can actually catch the ball like Tony. And
very true.
Chris Jones, big resigning. It sounds like Snead might get traded at some point. I've heard the Colts a lot.
Yeah.
But Drew Tranquil really worked out for them last year, so they brought him back also.
Also, I heard,
brought in some.
by the way, the Colts thing's a myth, according to
I keep seeing different things on that.
Adam Schefter. He said there's been no talks.
He's definitely going to get traded, though. Unaware.
You know who's going to need to retire because they're not going to get any serious money from Kansas City, as hard of a breakup as that's going to be, is Travis Kelce.
He's retired. Did you see he's hosting Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader now?
Dude,
That show is still on the air?
They're doing a reboot on Prime. He isn't smarter than a fifth grader. I would take a fifth grader over him any day of the week if you made him take a test or something.
Well, I mean, the first guy to host it was Jeff Foxworthy. I mean, you think he's like the most intelligent human being on the planet?
He tries.
I was an entertaining show, to be honest.
I had the game like DVD that you could play
What do you
back
guys
in the day. That was a fun game.
Probably was.
This Chris Jones? They obviously had to pay him, right?
Yeah.
For
They have
5
Mahomes.
years. I
It's
think he's the
fine.
next. Well, I guess you can't say he's the next Donald, but he did anchor that defense.
He is the next Donald. Not in the current NFL, he's the new Donald. I mean, no one's going to be Aaron Donald, but he's as close as you can get to
I
him.
like Hollywood Brown.
So his contract runs out when
Hollywood
he's
got a letter
34
too.
years old. Dang.
I still like it. They brought Snead back for now and Jones. I'm giving it A-. I love the Hollywood deal.
Yeah, getting him a decent receiver is big.
Trevor?
Here though, I kind of wish he went back to Baltimore. They had a good connection there. He had 1,000 yards with Lamar. Him and Zay Flowers would be pretty fun.
But Mahomes might be funner.
Kansas City Chiefs, I'll give them a B-.
All right. Las Vegas Raiders. Another one that isn't on here that just happened the other day was Alexander Madison, who had 0 rushing touchdowns last season. Raiders just signed to be the running back. That was an L for me last year, I'll admit.
What was?
Me hyping up Alexander Madison last year.
Yeah, imagine hyping up Alexander Madison. That's
I will hype up Christian Wilkins. Him and Max Crosby is going to be a very hard deal to deal with if you're an offensive lineman in the AFC.
Is Brandon Ayuk not coming here?
What?
Is Brandon Ayuk not coming to the Raiders?
I don't know. Why would he go to the Raiders?
This is, I don't know. I thought
They have Adams and who's the Patriots guy? Myers.
What do you do? Like just Keith Gardner.
What do you do?
Like
I like O'Connell.
If I was,
Aiden O'Connell finished last year good.
You take Aiden O'Connell, you take Jimmy Garoppolo and Gardner Minshew.
Jimmy G's gone.
Naked, and you throw him in a room, and you come back in an hour.
Jimmy G's gone, man. He's a Ram.
Oh, I thought it said they signed Jimmy.
No.
Okay. Well,
If I'm the Raiders, I draft Michael Penix, and then I have those 3 battle it out for a QB1 this year.
Who wins that? AOC?
I don't know. Maybe they paid Minshew a lot to be a back if he's the backup. $225 is 12.5 years is a lot for a backup. That's
Yeah,
more
that
like
is an incredible amount for a backup.
that's why I don't know if they draft a quarterback.
But they're obviously not paying AOC nothing. They didn't even expect him really to be anything. Just kind of became something. And if you draft a guy like Penis, he's not
I knew that was coming.
paying him anything. So you can afford to play Gardner Minshew for 2 years, and that's not starter money either. Like
It's like not starter, but not backup money.
you
It's
pay
just there.
Gardner Minshew this year, and you can even play him next year. But if you don't want to play him next year, $12 million is not a lot to either trade away or stick on your bench if one of your other two guys on a rookie contract is ready to play, either Penis or AOC.
I feel like they'll draft somebody next year.
I hope they hang on to their coach, no matter, because this is not a playoff team.
He's
Right.
good. No, he's a good coach. He'll get a
But
couple
I
years.
don't want to see them win 6 games, and look sort of promising, and him get fired. I want to see him at least have like 2 years of like all right, do your thing. Like, here's some time.
Right.
Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby,
I just said that.
they're gonna do some stuff to Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
I don't know what.
What
But-
you
What
guys?
does that even mean?
I don't
All
know.
right. Weird out.
A lot, but I don't know if that's gonna matter.
What you guys grades? I love the Wilkins. I'm going to B+. I like Minshew as a backup, whatever he is.
I'll give this an A-. This would be a fun team to start a Madden league with.
Yeah.
C+. I don't know.
All right, LA Chargers. What a freaking nightmare. Keenan Allen gone.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Justin Herbert
man.
is throwing to
Holy
mailman, Trevor. Mailman.
Justin Herbert is so elite. I heard they're thinking about trading him. Oh my goodness!
He went from Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Gerald Everett to Will Dissly, Gus Edwards, Quentin Johnson, and Joshua Palmer.
That's still better than what Tua had in 2020 and 2021. But
Was it? He had Waddle, and he had Gesicki, and he had prime Devontae Parker. DeAndre, whatever his name is.
when you're looking at if the draft were to happen today, I think the most what everybody's thinking the Chargers would do is take Malik Neighbors at 5. That looks like the direction they're going in if the draft would happen today. And I meant to say this a long time ago. I tweeted it. I don't think Malik Neighbors is that great.
Or Bowers.
I think Bowers is a better
Yeah.
Bowers is more worth gassing up than Malik Neighbors.
You know what I think is going to happen with the Chargers, though?
What?
Because if you
Cardinals-
mess up on another first-round wide receiver, if he has a bad season like Quentin Johnson does, dude, nothing is going to happen.
If the Cardinals don't trade down, the Vikings are definitely trading up after trading for the 11th. So they now have 11 and 23. They're definitely going to trade up. I think they want McCarthy. They'll trade up to 5 so they could leapfrog the Giants. Chargers get 11 and 23, which I think is better for them. Maybe get a receiver, cornerback, whatever with the second pick. But I think they're in a better scenario getting 2 first-round picks.
You can't. If you got Justin Herbert, you can't take a quarterback in the first round, can you?
Cornerback.
Oh, I'm just saying. Come on, Kerry. You falling off.
Like, what are they? This offense is just not good. Going to be good at all.
It's kind of a gamble. Are there some teams in the back half of the top 10 that could take a wide receiver? Because if you go back to 11, what if O'Dunn's is not?
I've heard there could be 6 wide receivers go in the first round,
Yeah, I've heard similar things as well.
Good ones, and then there's a step.
and then there's a lot of good ones in the second round too.
I think there's 3 good wide receivers, and then I think there's a drop off.
But even the drop off are very good. Like Brian Thomas, those are guys that would be like wide receiver ones in other years.
So is that going to be Justin Herbert's wide receiver 1 this year? Brian Thomas.
I mean, he has the most underrated receiver in the NFL, according to Trevor, in Joshua Palmer. So he doesn't need any help, right?
First of all, I love Josh. First of all, shout out to Josh Palmer. I love Josh. No, I think the Chargers, I think 11 is almost too risky. Unless you're going to take Brock Bowers a lot earlier than you think. Because
Actually, now that I look at this list, they signed Will Dissly and Hayden Hurst, who are both okay tight ends, but are they really going to add Brock Bowers too?
if you can't get the only wide receiver ones in this draft, I think, that can play wide receiver one years. Marvin Harris, O'Duns, and Malik Neighbors. I think the drop-off after that is not worth it for the Chargers. If they trade back to 11 and those 3 guys are off the board, rude. I'd say stick at 5 and just reach on Malik Neighbors.
I love the Texas
Joe
guys.
Alt. Just, I don't
They
know.
don't need Alt. Joe Alt's better at left tackle. They already have Slater. But, yeah, this offseason, bad. D.
F.
Trevor?
Awful.
We need to pick up the pace also because we're at L and it's an hour and 20-minute in.
Gus Edwards is
I told everyone it's gonna take some time, man.
Gus Edwards got a little cheaper deal than I thought he would. He definitely could have stayed in Baltimore, but running back one. This is a D minus.
Do you say B minus or D minus?
D as in Dick minus.
LA Rams. Also, if you missed they also brought in Jimmy G yesterday, the day before, as backup quarterback to Stafford. I like that. He's not a starter anymore, but he's one of the better backups in the NFL. And obviously, the big news: Aaron Donald retiring. And they had some other. Jonah Jackson was a good signing from Detroit. Kevin Dotson.
Absolutely.
Their line should be better this year. I like Rams as a wild card team again. But how do you replace Aaron Donald? That's the question.
Yeah, that's gonna be a impossible replacement.
Their defense was better than everyone thought they were going to be last year.
That's true.
Yeah, unrelated. They haven't lost Stafford yet. That's a plus.
And they have great receivers.
His wife is posting something on Instagram about her begging him to retire.
Do you think Colby Parkinson is going to be a fantasy sleeper? They paid him 3 years, $22 million to be their tight end one with Higbee out.
You know what my barber told me? That
No.
Parkinson's is actually diabetes 3, type 3.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious. I forgot what he really, his whole reasoning behind it. But he said that, there's not Parkinson's in other countries, and it's
it's type 3 diabetes, yeah.
Type 3 diabetes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I give them. I'm gonna give them a C plus. They made a lot of good moves, but it's gonna be tough to replace Aaron Donald. I mean, he's the kind of guy that frees up edge rushers to be really good.
Yep.
And you can't do that with him gone.
Yeah, I'll give him a C plus too. I like a lot of the moves, but it's just Aaron Donald's just going to be such a big loss.
Yeah.
All right. Is Trevor back?
Nope. Moving on.
Miami Dolphins. Sorry, Trevor's favorite team. Dolphins lost a ton of their defense. Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
They lost a couple Hunt on the O-line. Connor Williams. I'm forgetting who else did we lose. Xavier Howard. Brandon Jones. Jerome Baker. Their defense could be brand new next season. And they made some, Anthony Walker, Jordan Brooks, Shaquille Barrett, I love the Jordan Poyer signing. $2 million for Jordan Poyer is a steal.
Kendall Fuller as well. I wanted to give props to the Rams for signing Jonah Jackson. But moving on.
Trevor, you're a Dolphins fan, even though you won't admit it. A brand new defense, basically. Do you like the moves they made?
This is super intriguing. They stripped their whole defense down. They were just with no direction. How are we going to replace all these guys? We're going to use in-house guys that nobody's ever heard of that maybe we think are ready to go. We're going to draft some guys. We're going to sign some guys for a little more expensive than we should. Didn't. They brought in all the right pieces, and within 2 days they rebuilt 2 or 3 days they rebuilt their secondary. Jordan Poyer, Kendall Fuller. What else was back there?
I can't believe they let Van Ginkel walk too.
Yeah, he was the heart and soul of that defense
one.
last year.
He got some good money.
But the Dolphins could have paid. Dolphins paid Jordan Brooks more money than they paid Van Ginkel.
Why do they always re-sign Salvan Ahmed?
He's been there forever and he isn't good.
I know. Why do they re-sign him every time his contract is up and he never plays?
The one thing I keep seeing with the Dolphins is that everybody wants them to add a wide receiver 3. Do you think it's that necessary, Trevor?
What?
Like they brought back Barrios, but like it's not.
They have what's his name? Mostert is still under contract, right?
Yeah. I feel like they just
I would
need.
say, yeah, it kind of is.
They just need like either another tight end weapon or receiver weapon. Like they brought in Jonnu Smith, but it's not like he's a scary.
But
Yeah.
like, not that big of a deal if Waddle could like stay healthy, because it's not like they're like Braxton Berrios is not a good wide receiver 3, because he is. But when Waddle goes down, they don't have anybody that can step into that wide receiver 2 role. So then defenses can just put all the gravity on Tyreek Hill, and then what can Braxton Berrios do in a wide receiver 2 role? Not that much. He's great in the middle, doing his thing, scrappy, fighting for extra yards. He's got great hands over the middle of the field. That's what he does. But the thing is, Waddle needs to stay healthy. No, they don't need a wide receiver 3. They have a very good wide receiver 3, but Waddle needs to stay healthy. Don't sign a wide receiver 3 or draft a wide receiver 3. Draft a wide receiver 2 if you're going to.
And the last thing with the Dolphins is like this line has been an issue for years, and
They're never going to do it.
they brought in Aaron Brewer, who's very good against the run, but not against the pass.
Yeah.
Lost to replace Connor Williams. They lost Hunt, and Armstead can't stay healthy for his life. Like they better address this. They better be draft. They need to draft no lineman in the first round, because
I thought they don't have a first round pick.
yeah, they did. That was 2 years, last year or 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But yeah, this line, I said this last year, their line was going to be their downfall, and their line was awful at the end of last year. They still need to improve this line, and they still haven't. If we see Liam Eichenberg out there again, just pack up the season. It's over. But I think they did some good moves to replace, but they lost a lot. C+ for their offseason for me.
I'm gonna have a
I
C.
think they lost a lot of expensive stuff that wasn't really working out for them.
Wilkins and Van Ginkel? Like Ogba, Baker, and Howard, yeah, I get.
What did Wilkins take $100 million?
I think it was 80.
I think it was 100.
Well, like Van Ginkel was 10 mil a year.
Yeah.
I don't like them letting Van Ginkel walk, but I love Christian Wilkins. I don't love Christian Wilkins. I don't know why I said that. But just the Dolphins paying him $100 million was not in the stars. You could kind of smell that breakup coming towards the end of last year. But yeah, he's gonna have more fun over there playing with Max Crosby, chasing Mahomes. But the defense, you knew it was gonna be completely different, and it is, and it's a little cheaper. So I kind of like it.
All right, what's your grade, Trevor?
It's cheap, dude. It's a cheap defense that might be good. But still, dude, the offensive line, I'll give it a C+ because they made good acquisitions, but you had to do something about the offensive line.
And they did. All right, Minnesota Vikings. I love the Vikings offseason. I loved it. Andrew Van Ginkel was a steal for two years, $20 million. Aaron Jones, 1 year, $6 million.
They're going to have Grenard in front of him.
Grenard, 4 for 76. Another one. Blake Cashman was a breakout last year for the Texans. They got him in 322.
I love Blake Cashman.
And the one I think is going to be good, I might be wrong with this, but I think if you put Sam Darnold on the Vikings with Justin Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, I think he will play well.
I agree.
Like he played.
I forgot that he went there, but I agree.
He played well with the Panthers in those last few
those last few games when he was on the Panthers.
And he had no weapons. With all these weapons in Vikings, everybody hated this signing for Vikings fans, but I think he'll be good. And if they draft McCarthy, I don't think McCarthy's going to be ready to start this year. I think a year of Sam Darnold,
I don't know. NFL executives seem to believe it for some reason.
True.
They're talking about him jumping Drake May and maybe even Jaden Daniels.
I've seen that.
That's disgusting. That makes me disgusted. He is a second-round quarterback.
McCarthy.
He's also 20 years old, though. Like
Yeah.
he's a lot.
I get that, but he's a second.
Daniels is like 25 or 24. He's old.
There's 3 quarterbacks that are 24 or will be 24 on draft night.
Is it Nick's,
Dan, Nick's,
Penix,
Phoenix,
and
Daniels.
Daniels?
Yeah. But yeah, I love this offseason for the Vikings, honestly.
But in
Yeah,
the
they
NFL, where
lost her,
quarterbacks
but-
play till they're 35, like
True.
Do you guys think Justin Jefferson, like an elite talent, an elite football player, is gonna he obviously thinks he's the best receiver in the NFL, and he's in his prime, coming off an injury. He's obviously ready to go. You really think he's gonna be like, yeah, let's lock in 17 games with Sam Darnold?
But like
If they got the quarterback,
this defense was better last year with Brian Flores, and like they have weapons: Addison, Jefferson, Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. Like this is a playoff level team if quarterback play can be competent enough.
it doesn't even necessarily have to be great either. It just has to be good.
I mean, they almost made it last year with Josh Jobs and Nick Mullins. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a little mini fire alarm going off in the back bedroom, bathroom, closet. A light little that smoke alarm coming off, and that's Justin Jefferson might want to get out of there.
hey, they can draft receivers like nobody else. So just replace him with Addison and draft somebody else this year.
Addison is nice.
Addison's a beast.
Addison is nice.
But I love this offseason, even though they lost Daniel Hunter. I'm giving it an A.
They got we got Daniel Hunter at home. It's Jonathan Bernard.
All right. What's your grade then, Trevor? Grades?
C plus because C+.
I give it an A-.
Good job, Zach. All right. My babies, the Patriots, who disappointed me. They brought back everybody that they were going to lose, all the good free agents. They brought back Onwenu, Bourne, Hunter Henry, Josh Uche. 1 year, $3 million was a steal. They have all these cap space, the second most in the NFL, and all they've got is Antonio Gibson, Taki, and Austin Hooper. Like, you have money, spend it. I'm very happy.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I'm very happy they brought back the guys they did. I like the Brissett signing as a mentor. He's a great guy, great clubhouse guy. But come on, spend money. Pay Ridley. Pay Justin Simmons. Pay somebody. You
Trust me, you don't want Ridley.
I wanted Ridley.
You don't.
You don't watch Parker? Believe in Sam Darnold, Hollywood Titan. But Patriots, they need a left tackle. They need an actual wide receiver 1 that's not a wide receiver 3. We don't need 12 of those guys. Come on. Do you guys like any of these moves?
Dude, I'm feeling weird, but it's not about what we're talking about right now.
What does that even mean?
I know that sounded weird, but dude, Justin Jefferson, he's gonna be a UFA at the end of this year. I give him a C plus.
I thought, Trevor, I don't know if the Vikings would do that, but if I'm the Patriots, if the Vikings offer you Justin Jefferson in the 11th pick,
Wait,
the
phone
third
call
pick,
thing. Phone call thing. Who am I?
you're the Vikings.
All right.
All right, this is the New England Patriots. We will give you the third pick in the draft, so you can get either Drake May or Jaden Daniels, and we'll take the 11th pick and Justin Jefferson. Would you do it? And you'd still have the 23rd pick, which you already own.
I would put you on a brief hold and think about it.
Put you on a brief hold.
But does that not work? Does that not work out for both teams?
No, they need to re-sign Justin Jefferson. Like, that's what they need to do. Like, you're not bringing a big name quarterback in there if it's just not happening.
They already have Addison, though. Like, they could get another wide receiver at the 20th pick, whether it's Brian Thomas or somebody.
But we're talking about Justin Jefferson, dude.
True. Hey, but we've seen the Vikings trade elite receivers in the past, like Stephon Diggs, and it worked out for them.
I wouldn't say it worked out for them. Look where we're back on square one.
It's just a repeating cycle. They could draft these great wide receivers and they have to get rid of them.
Just pay Justin Jefferson and trade up or draft your quarterback as soon as you get a pick.
All right. B- for the Patriots for me. Just boring. I love the 0101, bringing it back. And Boucher was a steal for $3 million.
Vikings fans should be extremely nervous. I'm about to tweet that.
Zach,
B minus, I guess. I don't know.
it's pretty boring. They just
It's
brought back
very
the-
boring. I fell asleep while you were talking.
All right, another boring one. New Orleans Saints. They brought in Nathan Peterman, and really their only offseason signing was yesterday. They brought Chase Young in town, who wanted to play for a team that had like playoff aspirations. I was like, what? Or something like that. But I don't even want to talk about this. Chase Young will be a good signing for them. New Orleans is in such cap hell. Do you guys have anything to say about New Orleans?
Sorry,
signed-
New Orleans fans.
They
That's
signed,
not for
Willie,
you
they
guys.
signed Willie Gay, Cedric Wilson Jr. Trevor, do you have anything? Fullback Xander Horvath. I get a C for them. Chase Young was a good signing, but nothing crazy.
Marcus Wade.
Chase Young isn't on there.
Chase Young? Did that just happen?
Yesterday.
Yeah, that happened yesterday.
This is an outdated article I read. I like that. He's such a Saints player, Chase Young.
All right.
D minus.
All right. New York Giants. Zach, what are your thoughts on Drew Lock going to the Giants?
He should start. He should start. That's all I'm gonna say. They got Brian Burns. That helps a part of their offense or part of their defense that I'm not sure needed that much help. I don't know, just not a lot to talk about. I mean, the John Runyon signing, Devin Singletary, 3 years, 16 and a half, I feel like is a little bit of an overpay. I don't know.
I feel like
This team has so many holes they got to fill, and I don't think they have the cap space to do it or
Their
the
O-line-
draft capital.
their O-line is better, and they have an elite defensive line. Dexter Lawrence, Caden Thibodeau, Brian Burns. That D-line's scary. Just none of the rest of their team is. But they did their best. I'll give it an A minus. The Brian Burns was a steal just for that.
That's a
above it.
really good move for them. They needed that real bad.
He'll be good with what's his name? Thibodeau.
Yeah, Trevor.
This is just outright, dude. Like, what pick do they have?
6,
Wait, did you say it right at that time?
maybe. They can get neighbors or quarterback. We'll see.
Yo, why was Drake made? Did you see when he was like, dude, I cannot stop hanging out with Eli Manning? He was like, he's teaching me so much. Like, I want to be just like him.
All right.
Did he actually say that? No shot.
He was like, I've just been soaking up all of his wisdom and knowledge. He's like, I've been working out all summer with it was like Eli Manning, Graham Harrell or something. And I was like, what?
All right. All right, I'm gonna
Another guy from Ole Miss.
let's head to the other New York team who I think had the best offseason of any team in the NFL.
Whoa.
The New York Jets. Their biggest priority was to address this ass offensive line, and they got Tyrone Smith from the Cowboys, who's old, still elite. They brought in John Simpson and Morgan Moses from the Ravens, and they brought in elite quarterback Tyrod Taylor. And today they signed Mike Williams as their wide receiver too. I love these moves. Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, good wide receiver core. This
Aaron
O-line,
Rodgers, right?
O-line was their biggest problem. They completely redid their O-line, and Tyrone Smith, Aaron Jones is going to be safe this year.
That's a very good. Okay, 3 people you have to. Aaron Rodgers, Mike Williams, Garrett. That's very good. If you can keep Aaron Rodgers upright, the best jump ball wide receiver, I like that.
I think with all these moves, I mean, we had people hyped them up last year. We probably did, but like this is gonna be a scary team in the AFC. I feel like if Rodgers is healthy.
Listen. I'm just gonna be 100% honest with you guys.
You'd be 99%.
It shouldn't be Rodgers starting in that roster.
Wow. Who should it be? Zach Wilson?
Tyrod Taylor.
God, I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, guys.
But I gave it an A+. Brought a veteran backup quarterback, boosted the O-line, got Rodgers another weapon. I love it.
An A.
Zach, you got to give it A+ just for Tyrod alone.
Graphic.
You know, I mean, the Tyrod is such a big signing as well. I mean, he's by far the best backup in the league. And I redoing the O-line is going to help big time. I really like this. I'm going to give them an A, which is my highest rating I've given anyone so far.
All right, let's head to Philly. They lost their two biggest leaders on their team, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, retirement. They got Bryce Huff from the Jets, which everybody seemed to love. Saquon, the big deal. Devontae Parker, I don't know why. CJ Gardner-Johnson back. Devin White, who has been rated one of the worst linebackers in the NFL last few years. And they got Kenny, small hands, Pickett. A lot of interesting moves. Trevor seemed to love the Eagles this year with all these moves. You love
Really?
You love the Saquon one, right?
Like, what's it called? No, well, it's not that I love the Eagles. It's just that I love their front office. They were able to structure a couple contracts. They were able to bring back Brandon Graham on a one-year deal when he obviously wanted more than that. I think another player.
I don't like the Saquon one.
Stay back. You know, that city that loves to hate. He's a player perfect for them. Devin White got paid a lot, 7.5, but I think when he had that good year, when they had that Super Bowl run, a one-year experiment, it's kind of worth trying out. They got talent on defense. Saquon Barkley, I love it, dude.
You can plug any running back behind that Philly O-line, and why do they pay him so much? Philly never pays running back so much. They always just have a group, and then some reason they're going to pay Saquon.
Saquon,
Saquon hasn't been good in years. He's washed. Yeah, it's good. I'll give him a B+.
I'll give him a B. It's fine.
Trevor?
I think I'll give him
Acceptable.
a plus.
All right, Pittsburgh Steelers brought in Patrick Queen was their big signing, Van Jefferson, and then they traded for Justin Fields and signed Russell Wilson. Brand new quarterback room. Wilson they got for $1.5 million. Meh. They got Fields for nothing. Basically both those quarterbacks for nothing.
Yeah.
I don't love either quarterback, but they're so cheap, and they can't be worse than Kenny Pickett or all the mid quarterbacks they had last year.
I was kind of surprised they ended up getting Fields, and for what they got him for, Jesus.
That's crazy, Los. I mean, they got less than Desmond Ridder got.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. So, I mean, I think. What do you think they end up doing in that quarterback room?
They've said Wilson is the starter, but it makes no sense to me at all. They're not winning Super Bowl with Russ. Fields is younger. Let him play. I feel like, but if Fields play more than 51%, they have to give him a 4th-round pick. So I feel like they literally wait the switch to halfway through the season when it's past the 51% mark.
Maybe. I don't know.
But, yeah, they got him for cheap. I love the Queen deal. Their defense can be elite as always. I'm going to give them a B+ for me.
I honestly thought Patrick, after playing next to defensive ass Roquan Smith for a couple years, I thought he was actually going to get some more money somewhere. But here's 41 is a good contract for him.
It is crazy, which just meant a thing about all these AFC North, which is supposed to be the best rivalry of all these guys switching to their rivals this year.
Oh, who do you start here, by the way?
The quarterback?
Yeah.
We just talked about this literally 1 minute ago, Trevor.
Sorry. I was
1 minute ago.
I was
No,
tweaking.
we're not
Oh,
talking about this.
sorry.
Go back and listen. We just talked
Okay.
about that.
Okay, I will. All right.
B plus from me. What are your grades?
They got Fields for cheap, dude.
We just talked about that too. Are you like 12 minutes behind?
I'm gonna go
B?
C plus. I don't know.
All right. San Francisco 49ers. They released Eric Armstead, signed Yetur Gross-Matos, signed Leonard Floyd, signed Josh Dobbs.
Chase Young was a free agent.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, C. I don't want to talk about this one anymore.
C minus.
C minus. They lost Eric Armstead, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Seattle Seahawks. I love this Sam Howell trade. That is a great trade.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about this.
They got him for nothing. He could be their quarterback. He should start over Geno.
We're not
What?
alcoholics, Hollywood. One night a year we do that.
Let Sam Howell cook. Zach, you're a Sam Howell supporter. You said he was a top 10 quarterback.
He was at one point in the season.
So did you like that deal?
What did they end up getting for him?
It was like a 4th round pick, I think. Or
Love
3rd
that.
round.
Yeah. Let Sam Howell cook.
I hope he starts over Geno.
He probably should.
Like, I'd rather take Sam Howell's like 21 years old. He's younger than most of the quarterbacks in the draft.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. And that was pretty much all they did. Resigned Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
I just like Sam Howell, so give him a B.
I'll give him a B minus.
All right, Trevor, your boys, I guess. Tampa Bay Bucks. What do you think?
Or the Seahawks? B. B minus, maybe.
Landed AC.
Okay. Yeah, man, they kept Mike. I would have liked to see a deal get done with Winfield. He's obviously not a guy that you're going to let walk. Okay? You paid Mike, paid Bake. You still got some money. Evan White, everybody knew he was going to let him walk. There's still some money on the table. Give it to Winfield, man. It actually kind of hurt him not being a Pro Bowler somehow because he wasn't this year. But, yeah, when it's contract time, when it's negotiation time, that stuff looks good on a resume. But hopefully they get a deal done. I was sad that they lost Shaq Barrett, but that immediately went away when I saw that Jordan Whitehead was coming back because he played good for the Bucks. Played good for the Jets too. Very happy for him to be back playing with Antoine Winfield. That's a very good safety duo back there. Ever since I've been growing up, I remember the Bucks had just always having great safety duos. Shout out to Keith Tandy. Shout out to Zane. Just fine.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't add anybody. They didn't lose anybody. B minus.
Give it a B plus because
I really love Jordan Whitehead.
because they were able to retain Mike Evans on what is essentially a hometown deal. 2 years, $41 million is not much for a receiver of that caliber, and they were able to do it because they signed Baker back. Because it was very public that if Baker wasn't coming back, he wasn't giving the Bucks that deal. So even though Baker 3 years, $100 million, Bucks fans are freaking out about that, or some were. You get Mike Evans back for 2 more years on a hometown deal of $41 million. So,
All right, last two. Tennessee Titans brought in Tony Pollard, 3 years, $24 million. Lloyd Cushenberry, who's been like a top 10 center in the NFL, trying to boost that O-line.
yep.
Mason Rudolph, who's a very good backup quarterback at this point, and Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, 4 years, $92 million. Hopkins and Ridley is going to be a good duo for Will Levis, but 4 years, $92 million for Ridley seems a bit much.
Did you see why he signed with the Titans?
Who?
I saw that. Yes, I did.
Bad Vegas odds. So
It was like plus 1,800.
all of his money out, and he put it on the Titans, and then he signed.
I'm so mad because I forget who's the Titans' other running back. What's the guy's
Honestly,
name?
somebody do that.
Tajay Spears.
Yeah, I literally said last episode, buy Stakes and Tajay Spears because he's going to be your fantasy breakout next year. And then they go and get Tony Ass Pollard.
There it is. It's already started. Carrie's bad takes for the year.
Sadly.
Now, the snowball has begun. Now that we're talking about next
Go ahead and sell on the Tennessee Titans this year.
I'm buying it. Will Levis is going to break out this year. He's got the weapons. The O-line is going to be better.
They're not going to break out this year.
They're going to get Joe Alt. They brought Cushenberry.
Yeah, there's no backfield anymore that scares any team in the NFL.
Because they're going to throw the ball. It's Brian Callahan's offense. Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins. Will Levis is going to be chugging bombs every 3 seconds. You're going to be, mark my words, Zach.
All right, I'll mark them.
Not Anthony Richardson, that fraud bum. Will Levis is about to cook.
Do that this year, me and you. That's going to be something that happens.
Oh, definitely. It is Will Levis versus Anthony Richardson.
But I'm cooking you with Anthony Richardson this year.
Are you?
Mayo Blake can suck a turd.
Anthony Richardson's going to play like 2 games and get hurt.
Will Levis.
He didn't play 1 game without getting hurt last year.
Yeah, I don't even know if he can play 1 full game without making it.
Talking about this year, I'm going to cook you.
He'll play 2 games maybe.
I'm bringing my Yu-Gi-Oh card is Anthony Richardson. Your Yu-Gi-Oh card is Will Levis.
I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, bud.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
I'm not Zane Smith. All right, I don't like the Pollard signing, though, as much. It's a lot of odds. Ridley was an overpay, but I'll give him a B-.
$24 million for Pollard.
That is
Jesus Christ.
They
I'd listen.
They have a lot of cap room.
Holy overpay. I get that they have a lot of cap room. Ridley's not worth that contract. Pollard's not worth that contract.
$8 million a year for a guy that's never got hurt it's not that bad. Pollard.
It's not. They have the cap room. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Do you dislike Calvin Ridley, Zach? I feel like you should.
Yeah, I do. It's not. First off, I don't dislike him. I don't think he's a difference maker at the wide receiver position.
But the thing is, he won't have to be as much as he was with the Jaguars with having Hopkins there. Hopkins takes away a lot of the pressure.
How old is Hopkins now?
Oh, he's old. But look at Hopkins' numbers with Levis were great last year.
Do we have to talk about the Commanders, dude?
We do. We talk about all 30 teams. Did you give a grade to the Titans, Trevor?
I'll give it a C-. It passes, but barely.
All right. Then Commanders. They brought in Zach. If this was like 2020, the league would be over. Marcus Mariota, Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler, Brandon McManus.
Bringing in Cushenberry.
They brought in like half the Cowboys roster with Tyler Biadasz, Dorrance Armstrong. Who's the other guy? Cleveland Farrell. Bobby Wagner. This team is winning the 2020 Super Bowl. Frankie Lulu. I do really like Eckler there. With whatever rookie quarterback they draft, I think Eckler would be a good good safety
he's old
option.
now, dude.
He's not even going to be an RB. Brian Robinson's the RB1. He's just there as a third down back. You don't
He's
like
a
him?
terrible third down back now.
Is he?
You saw him last year. He got chased down by like a defensive end.
Well, now he's not going to play that much. Robbins, I like it. They only paid him $5 million a year.
I guess.
Also, I feel like the Mariota signing makes it seem like they're going to get Daniels because Mariota is a more similar quarterback to Daniels than he is May.
Dude, how do you even bring in this many players? Like, did you not have anybody? Like, it looks like. How do you even bring in that many players?
Bruce said, we're done. They're just getting rid of everybody.
Did they just let like everybody walk? So they're like, well, we got a lot of space.
Well, I mean, there wasn't a lot they needed to keep. Let's be honest.
It's Terry McLaurin
and
shout out to Tyler Ott, long snapper.
Yeah, shout out to him. 3 years.
That's a big time deal for a long snapper.
I feel like every year the Commanders sign like 40 new starting linemen, and they suck every year. It's like, and half of them are from the Chiefs. Who was the other? It's Allegretti this year. Who was the other guy last year? They signed somebody last year in the Chiefs. It's like, I love the Eckler signing. They got some veteran leadership. I'll give them a B+. I like their offseason. Even if
I'll
you
give him a
sign,
B.
if you sign 40 guys, half of them should hit, maybe a quarter. You know.
That's like a very long list.
It is.
Very long
All
list
right.
of signings.
Yeah, and let's wrap it up. My best offseason overall was the New York Jets. What about you guys?
I think mine was the Jets too. Hold on.
I think I had the Jets third, and I had the Ravens second. But I don't remember who I had first. I wrote it down, and it says the Eagles fifth. For some reason, it says Matthew Stafford fourth, the New York Jets third, the Ravens second, and Josh Allen first.
I don't think that's the right list, bud.
So
Yeah, I think I had the Jets as my favorite. You know, working on that O-line is such a big deal for them.
wait, Falcons? Didn't you give them an A?
You give the Falcons a B+, I think.
Oh, I did.
Anyway,
Right.
yeah, that's who I gave my highest grade to was the Jets. I mean, the offensive line was clearly the biggest issue over the last 3 or 4 years for the Jets. Doing a lot of work to help build that offensive lineup to maybe protect Rodgers if he doesn't become a vice presidential candidate.
I think he picked one, though, so it's not him.
Oh, did he?
Or some female. I forget what her name was.
Oh, okay. Well, someone to protect Rodgers, or more likely than not, Tyrod Taylor, get them to the playoffs.
Exactly.
I could see them beating Miami this year
I'd hope so.
for that playoff spot.
My
Yeah.
one team was actually Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I guess you did have him higher.
Yeah, you gave him an A+, didn't you?
I'm
you
really
did.
gonna roll on this graphic too because I'm gonna put like for each team, I'm gonna put like 3 of the players they got, the best players. For the Bears, I'm just gonna put 3 pictures of Caleb Williams.
It's beautiful. All right.
God.
I'm going to skip rapid fire this week because we're already closing in on 2 hours. So,
Okay.
yeah, anything you want to plug?
Everybody's listening.
Just make sure you check out the Teespring store. Again, the link is down below in the description. Get a lot of cool merch over there. And we're coming out with a lot of new stuff, including retro designs and stuff like that. So make sure you check that out.
I think Beerly Hoops is running a March Madness bracket too, right, Jordan?
Oh yeah. Winner gets $50. John has been promoting it. I'm supposed to be sending him a graphic. Thanks for reminding me of that. Shout out to John. Shout out to the hockey too. Doing a lot of work. Hockey to all the players coming soon. That's a very exciting work to watch during the playoffs. And really hockey podcast.
Yeah, and follow us on Twitter, Beerly Football, Instagram, Beerly Football. And yeah, as I said earlier, if you haven't reviewed us yet, review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Get our reviews up. 5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right. We want to thank everyone for listening and tuning in. And we will see you guys next week. Or not next week. Sorry. 2 weeks from now. It's every other week now. We're in the off season.
Beautiful.